Hello, everybody. It's Dorell from thedancinggoddess.com, and welcome to November. In this video, we're going to chat about what you can expect for the month of November from an energy standpoint. And no matter what your relationship status is, single, in a relationship, in a situationship, I'm also going to give you some intuitive insights on how to move through the month with ease. And if you're watching this, I encourage you to get a sheet of paper out and pencil or something to write with and write at the top, what could this mean for me? Because if you're in my community, you are super intuitive and you're going to get your own messages. We're going to pull oracle cards as well as give you important dates. And there's a lot happening in November. It's really beautiful. But let's go ahead and begin. So close your eyes, take a nice deep breath in and exhale. And just let yourself land. Let yourself come home to yourself. November is prime for remembrance. And that is actually the word I wrote down when I was meditating. And it said, remember. There's so many events happening from, the tail end when we started with Halloween, where the veil is very thin and you're intuitive, spidey senses may be heightened. We're also in Scorpio season, which is great for psychic insights and seemingly random, unexpected downloads out in your environment and also just how you feel internally. So it's a really great month to capture those insights if you don't already have a process to do that. So to start with the dates, November 2nd, we have Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, and remembrance and the theme of remembrance has to do with remembering where you came from and who you really are. So a lot of family dynamics may be coming up this first week in November, and because we have Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, it's a great time to journal on and ask about your family history. Some of it may be really, cathartic for you. You may be reconnecting with family members. November 2nd is also a great day if you follow the tradition to sit in meditation and honor your ancestors. Look at where you came from, the traits that you really see, right, from them in you, and also the things that you're like, I'm good. I don't need to repeat this, but I honor that that was your journey. And doing something symbolic on the 2nd would be really beautiful. Now I'm going to pull cards as I go, so switching it up just a little bit. And this is from the Shaman's Dream Oracle by Alberto Villoldo and Colette Baron-Reed, if you're curious. And for this first week in November, I got Will of the Wisp, Treasures Hidden in the Shadows. So, coming off Halloween, going into Day of the Dead, that whole first week may feel a little murky, like you're not sure what's going on, and that's okay. But you may also feel really clear on where some of your patterns around family come from. You may not know what to do with it yet, and that's okay, but this is a great first week to do some excavation. I know some of you mentioned you were interested in family constellation work or therapy. This is a great month to do that and to see, what were the stories that they told and what are the stories I'm telling myself around my family, and do they need to change, right? So often we get caught up in the identities of what our families want or see us in a certain way, and we've changed, and so they need to be upgraded. So this is a message to, really see what's lurking beneath the shadows, although it might not be time to act. And then we get to November 5th, which is another day I want you to write down. We have a beautiful full moon in Taurus at 6:19 a.m. I believe that's Pacific time, so in the wee hours of the morning on November 5th. Again, that first week is really, really packed. Now, what does this mean? If you're in a relationship or a situationship, stuff is wrapping up. So you may see, okay, you know what? I'm just done, like done. Or I'm done with how I'm showing up in this. I've been, saying I'm okay with this, and I'm actually not. This is the week where you can get those insights and communicate like, hey, this is what I really want. This is what I've been seeing. I don't know what the solution here is, but can we meet in the middle? And if not, we may need to go our separate ways, right? And if you're single, it's looking at how are you showing up in all your relationships, not just romantic, but your friendships, your professional associations. Do you like what you see, or does it need to be revamped? Taurus energy is very grounding, very deliberate and intentional. So whatever insights come in this first week, they will have legs, but it's not going to happen overnight, right? So slow and steady wins the race. And there may be some emotions that come up. So it's a great week to, take a bubble bath and really nourish your body, your physical vessel, eat delicious foods, get cozy because there's so much that can come in. But if you're running around or taking care of everybody else and forgetting to just get quiet, even if it's for 5 minutes, you may start to feel overwhelmed emotionally because it is the full moon. So, good time to wrap things up, not necessarily start something new in that first week. Then we get to week 2. Eyes of the eagle rising above the fray. So, week 2 invites us all to look at what came up from week 1, right? And then analyze it just a little bit. So, this is where the logical mind can actually serve you quite well. And you can see solutions, you can see a way forward, and you'll also be giving information that maybe was hidden in the first week that you're like, okay, now I understand the full picture and can move forward confidently or step out gracefully, etc. I do want to mention that we have Mercury retrograde happening on November 9th. So, as we get to the end of the first week, beginning of the second, it may feel like there's there's some glitches. And I know if you've been in my community, I've already gotten messages from a few of you like, what is going on? Are we already in retrograde, Deanna? Because my computer's glitching, or this system that I put in place is glitching. Like, it's okay. We all get a choice, right? We can laugh, we can take a deep breath, we can trust that there's a simpler, cleaner, more effective way to get the same thing done in the moment. And yes, it's not the best time to buy electronics or you know, enter into really, really long standing agreements that have no wiggle room or no outs, because the energy may feel a little bit unstable, but it's a great time to review. So, Mercury retrogrades typically last for about 3 weeks. So it's going to take us through November. It's a great opportunity to move slowly, methodically. Taurus energy loves that anyway, mixed with Scorpio. It's really prime for deliberate, intentional, deep transformation. And then if that weren't enough, we have another date I want you to circle. So far I've given you November 2nd, November 5th, full moon, November 9th, Mercury retrograde starts. Then I want you to circle November 11th through the 15th. We have the magic 1111 portal. You may have heard about this. I know I've been seeing 1111 daily, sometimes multiple times a day. And even when I sent an email earlier to my online family, it was like sent at 11:11 exactly. I'm like, okay, cool. And if you are looking for a place to dive deeper into 1111, what it means for you and how to take advantage of that energy, I am hosting an exclusive online salon, an evening salon. It's going to be super luxurious and delicious for release. You can send me a message from my website, or if you're seeing this on social, you can send me a DM and I can get you more info. But really, from the 11th through the 15th is an opportunity for new insights, new beginnings, okay? Garden of Venus, rest and renewal. Your body may feel a little out of it. As it relates to relationships, this is a great time to come together to do something fun after kind of the heaviness and murkiness of the first half, right? We head into a time of renewing your cells, renewing your systems, renewing your relationship, loving each other, loving yourself. And your greatest answers and gifts are going to come from rest and almost like letting go of needing to know the answers, right? And it's so easy for me to say that, I know. Like, I can be really sometimes attached to an outcome and I have to catch myself. And 11:11 through the 15th is a portal to remind you of your magic, right? And remind you that magic doesn't have to come through force. It can come through pleasure and slowing down. Okay, the next date I want you to look at is November 19th. So, what's happening November 19th? We have a new moon in Scorpio, so the opposite sign of Taurus, and it is a water sign. It's deep. It's happening at 11:47 p.m., so in the evening Pacific, wee hours of the morning for you folks on the East Coast. And this is your opening. So, even though we are still technically in Mercury retrograde and things may feel slow and like a little like uncertain, by the time the new moon hits in Scorpio, it's going to, how do I say this? It's going to just create openings for you to embody that new identity that you've been kind of experimenting with, playing with, all the changes that you're like, I know I need to make them, and I've maybe taken some daily action to change them. Like once we get to the new moon in Scorpio, Scorpio is a devoted sign. It's like, hey, like we're going all in or we're getting the F out. Okay. So you may find yourself having like a new momentum and energy for projects or relationships. Um, if you're looking at health in November, like really cleaning up your diet and actually sticking to it and really being disciplined and almost dogmatic in a positive way, right? So it's a good time to set intentions, although it's towards the end of the month. And then finally, we have the Thanksgiving in the US. I know my folks in Canada had Thanksgiving in October, which is so cool to me. But again, that theme of remembrance. And the card is Root Girl. I love this card. It looks kind of scary. Root Girl, the disowned self. So this is about, once we get to the end of the month near Thanksgiving, where we likely are going to be with family or people we consider family, looking at the parts that we've rejected in ourselves. And it may be highlighted through interactions with the people closest to us. But this is nothing to worry about. This is nothing to fear. This is saying if you've disowned any part of yourself, maybe, out of shame or guilt or self-doubt, right? This is an opportunity to clean up the foundations so that you can live, right, in dynamics that support you. And so this is a great week, in the Thanksgiving week going into like December 1st to do something that honors you, right? And it's going to look different for everybody. But the more that you can honor yourself, honor the parts of you that feel like tender and weird, the more permission you have to be yourself. And that is our biggest purpose on this earth, is to be completely and authentically ourselves. So that was our November forecast. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to hear from you. What is something that you really desire for yourself for November? Let me know in the comments, and we'll do a very quick recap. So let things be a little murky as we start off the month. It will get more clear. You will know what you need to do, even if it's one action at a time. Make sure to get plenty of rest and enjoy and indulge in pleasure as you hit that portal mid-month. And notice the parts of you that really want tending to and love and acceptance. And you will sail through this month with a lot of power and a lot of clarity. For more, check out thedancinggoddess.com. If you haven't already downloaded your free meditation, the Grounded Goddess activation, I'm getting great feedback from people. It's totally free. You can find it right on my homepage. And I will talk with you all soon. Have a beautiful month, and thank you so much for watching.